We's here. We's live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back or welcome to another fun edition of GNF Televisable. We talk about all of our hot button topics and anything that's a feats or fancies. And I am the Canadian Rep. How you all doing out there in Chatsville? We do is good. We do good. Bear with me while I get things and all my shenanigans in a row, in my ducks, all my duckies in a row. I have to get invites out there. I have to make sure I'm on the right spot for all my invites. I want to make sure I've got my right spot. I also want to make sure I can see chat. Hello, chat. How you doing over there? You doing good? Invite. Copy that. Put that over here. A lot of trash fire that's happened so far. A lot of trash fire that's happened. So yeah, yes. Oh, I should also fix other things. Blah. There we go. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do. Da, 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 da. I forgot to do. You know what? Let's do this. There we go. There we go. How's everybody doing out there? We doing good? We do good. Hello, doing good today. Good to hear, JP. Always good to hear. Always good to hear. I'm gonna wait a few mementos, and see if anybody who wishes to participate from the selected group, whether Sparky decides to be Sparky and show up, or Gemex, who's going to be Gemex and stop being sick, who might also show up. So you never know. You just never know. The one person I know it's not going to be showing up is Pen. Penina Chan never shows up, even though she's part of the group. Yeah, I know. The only girl and she doesn't show up. I mean, realistically, God, it's like having a party with the only girl in sight. A lot of dicks on the dance floor. A lot of dicks on the dance floor. Anywho, anywho's it's a lot of happenings have happened so far. Let's see if I can pull up my short list. We have the Switch 2 has been exploited. Carl Jobst has been hit hard. Twitch is doing another meltdown because it's Twitch. Pride Month is around for you Americans. Congratulations. Asmund Gold is planning on or has decided to join Kick, and that's a whole different conversation, and a few other different things. Oh, and apparently some people are saying that AI has become sentient. I have no idea if that's true, but it is what it is. So those are some of my talking points, and if perchance we get other people, we will take a deep dive. But until then, I'm going to give them a couple of more moments in that before I decide to rattle off most of my insanities. Most of my insanities. But I don't remember if there's any major VTuber shit outside of being banned off of Twitch again. I mean, really. I mean, it's almost like another day that ends with, why. Honestly, when it comes down to the VTuber shenanigans. I've got my drinks. I don't know if you've got your drinks, but I'm going to take my drink. Mm. Num, 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 num. So, there we go. You know, Twitch is banning some VTubers for no reason. My God, I know, right? Jeez, God. All they have to do is just show the bottom part of their, actually no, the lower half of their neck, and then they if they show off the lower half of their neck, they're fucked. They're automatically banned for whatever reason. But you put a real broad with a string bikini that more like a dental floss right between her ass cheeks, and she's good to go. She can do whatever she wants. But that's just kind of the standard. That's par for the course. Par for the course. Just tells you that certain owners don't want to see cartoon avatars. They want to see the real thing. Kind of strange how that is, but and then Hassan Piker being hypocritical. That's nothing new. It's another day that ends with Y with Hassan Piker. But yeah, over on the Twitch side, it's kind of weird. Hello, nerdy. How you doing? How you doing? It's just me at the moment, so there's no everybody. She's talking to me. I'm just gonna be waiting it out just for a couple of more momentos before I go on the deep dive for some of my talking points. Yes, Let's see here. Let me just kind of rearrange my life because you know how things are. There we go. I just lost chat. No, I see chat. Hello, chat. Yeah, I moved thing. You talking about Twitch? Yeah, of course I'm gonna be talking about Twitch. Well, what else is there? I'm on Twitch. Some people show up on Twitch. I'm also over on X. X is that's another conversation I want to get into. That's gonna be insanity. Hassan is just a joke. Now, Hassan has always been a joke, but I don't know why people actually pay attention to him. I really don't. I really don't. You know, what I'm gonna put you right there, chat. I don't know if you can see yourselves. There you go. You can see yourselves. Congratulations, chat. You're now visible. You're visible for the for the short temporary thing. I'd see if I could. I'm currently baking, so I don't want to be able to chat. You know what? It's fine. What are you baking? I am curious. Are you baking a pie? Are you baking a pie? No, I don't think you're baking a pie. Why would you be baking a pie? Holy shit! There's a bink. That means there's a Gem-X. If there's a Gem-X, it's an old man. It's two old men talking. Hello, Jim. Hello, Jim. How you doing? Are you less sicker than you were before?
I'm still sick, but I am less sick.
There, see, I said you. I was
Uh,
asking if you were less sick than you were before. So congratulations.
yeah, but I am less sick, but my brother is now more sick, so he
You
got
know
he
what?
got what I got.
It's a lovely virus that passes from person to person. It is what it is. Well, we
The
wait
common
for nerd.
cold.
I know, right? Peanut butter cookies. Ooh,
Oh,
see, there you go. All you need to do is throw some chocolate chips in there, nerdy, and you've got a killer cookie.
I have peanut butter crackers.
You know, those are pretty good too. But yeah, no, peanut butter and chocolate chips, you should kind of work out in hand. It's insane. It's
No,
insane.
peanut butter and anything almost.
Yeah, it's almost like a godly kind of a guarantee to what is it, umami kind of thing. It's like it's
Oh yeah.
savory and salty. Peanut butter, okay. See, JP's not too big on just the peanut butter. These cookies are only made from peanut butter, sugar, and eggs. Yeah, I
Peanut
know, I
butter
know the
jelly
deal.
time. Peanut butter jelly time. Yeah,
Jesus
where you
Christ.
at?
Oh God. Anyways, chat's looking at themselves. Some people are paying attention, but we're over at Sparky's Tech Corner. We also over at my Twitch channel. Over at what is it? What have I called it now? I think I've called it Rogue TV. And we're over there. X. Ooh, speaking of X, since it's the first thing that's on my palette, have you been paying attention to the honeymoon that's now just been killed?
The Battle of the Billionaires Part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yes.
No, honestly, it's playing out. I was like, where have I seen this before?
I know, right?
Well, I mean, honestly, the acting's not even that good.
I know.
It was better than the last one, and it's like, God, this. I mean, like the level of animosity is like, between
Yeah.
the two. It's just kind of like, it's
Oh yeah.
like he stole my lunchbox with that was empty, and it's like,
Yeah, pretty
okay.
much.
I mean, it's just like, really, people are falling for this because I feel like this is just made up drama at this point.
It
By
feels,
the two of them.
but it does feel like they're trying to get away from the big beautiful bill, whatever it's supposed to be. That thing that terrible bill that's been created is being systematically dismantled piece by piece.
Honestly, I'm waiting for this to be a match on WWE on Netflix at this point.
Ooh, that would be great. That would be great. That's a guarantee because Trump is a Hall of Famer, and we could just bring in Elon. That'd be killer. That probably makes some money,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it was for like I don't know WrestleMania.
Oh God, let's not even talk about that. I was okay. I think I know why they said, "Oh no, it's not. It has nothing to do with money." Holy shit! I sent myself in for the packages.
Yeah.
The lowest package is like, and this is just part of it,
Mm.
is $10,000.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh
that
yeah.
gets you, but that does get you a room for 7
Uh,
days into the hotel,
mhm.
exclusive merchandise, stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that, food. But you have to pay. Actually, you have to pay for food, exclusive food, but you have to pay for it
Uh-huh.
separately. And then you get basically taken to your seats
Oh yeah.
from the
No.
hotel room because it's like in the wherever that you
Yeah.
basically get. And you will get there. You will get to your seat, and everything's fine.
Hmm.
I mean, but basically, you have to rent even to get a ticket. The
Yeah.
lowest a ticket you have to pay for a 7-night stay in Las Vegas.
Oh fuck yes. Oh fuck
I
yes.
saw the say it isn't about money. I'm pretty sure it's about fucking money.
Oh, it is guaranteed about money. That's for fucking sure. Oh
So,
god.
so anybody who goes, they've literally priced out the common man
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
with
Oh,
this one. I mean, it used to be I could spend maybe $300 to get tickets,
oh yeah.
and you know I can just drive there and stay and then drive back and be dead the next morning. But say I went to WrestleMania, I mean, fuck.
No, that
But
is a that's a
and now,
guarantee. But now it's kind of over the place. But yeah, no, I can just see Elon Musk and just what they did with Vince McMahon versus Donald Trump, hair versus hair kind of thing. Have two stand-in type wrestlers. So you know what? We can also throw in just for the shits and giggles. We can have Logan Paul feuding off with I don't know. I don't really
no,
care on the other side.
no, Musk would not win the fight. It's not even. It's scripted. Trump
Of
would win
course,
with a
that's why I
Stone
said
Cold giving Elon the stunner, and
yes.
Elon would overact it, and
Of course.
and then Trump would be like, like how he
I mean, like
tackled
he did the
Vince.
last time. Yes.
Oh, you
Yeah.
guys are talking about the new 24-hour gay op.
We're getting there. We're just kind of doing the
Honestly, I think
breakup.
they're. Yeah, it's just
Dude,
the
that's
fake breakup.
fake break up, make a big deal out of it, throwing some shit, try to get people
Yeah.
riled up.
Right.
Make them forget about what's really important.
Yep.
And
Dude,
honestly, it feels like a gay op because it's like. It just feels like you're right. It is a gay op, and we were just talking about that. It's
just
Battle of the Billionaires too.
Yeah.
It's just I don't believe
It's honestly, it feels like Vince Russo wrote this script up. So
No, he wishes he wrote that script. He's still pissed that he's not been called up as a return for WWE.
No. I mean this script for the president and Elon, but you know.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. But no, Russo is. How? Okay, bro. Let me tell you something, bro.
No. Vince Russo, like even Vince was like, "No, Vince Russo, I will burn you alive if you come. I will just if you want to work for WWE every night, you're literally going to get the shit beat out of you, and it's not going to be fake.
Yeah,
it's
I know,
just
right?
it's going to be the Undertaker, then it's going to be Mark Henry, and then it's going to be the biggest."
Wait. So you're going to be pulling people out of retirement and then adding, oh my God. JP says hi for the Sparkykins, so congratulations.
I mean, even it would just be a line of people just beating the crap out of Vince Russo. That would be a great SummerSlam. Just you each get one hit, you know.
I know this much. I know I told Arco I was gonna go over and get. She. Fuck how. I don't know why you always say she. I know it's a he.
Yeah, it's a.
But anyways, yeah, it's the model and the voice. Anyways, no, I gave them the Billy Mitchell stuff.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go over that eventually.
You know, they're gonna go react. They want me over there to react with them. They start in about 21 minutes. No. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool beans. I mean, realistically,
16 minutes.
It's not a huge reaction or anything. I mean, yeah, the
No, they don't know any of the information in it.
They
so
really
a lot
know nothing. Wow, why don't they?
So here's the thing. You and me knew a lot of this stuff beforehand because we listen and we watch. So kind of like the whole deal of, oh yeah, no, Billy is suing Cole because of the whole legend stuff. Was oh my god, nobody knew. Shot Pikachu face for everyone.
I know, right?
But we knew that information for a long time because nobody really had access to the deposition. And
correct.
Well, Billy showcases that part of the deposition, and it's basically just you don't really see. We really haven't seen Billy kind of go at call much like in person or live or talking about it. Just we've only seen his Twitter account.
Yeah.
So a silent account just throw a exec call. So it really is something to watch and behold. And like I said, a lot of people didn't know about that. Like,
oh yeah.
No, Billy's suing Cole because he called him a cheater, and that's the whole point, the whole fucking deal. I mean, you got people like Smash JT doing the whole fucking shot Pikachu face, and it's like, guys,
Yeah, I know. So, unbeknownst to most who haven't been paying attention, I know Jim Max, you've been sick. So, apparently, Billy Mitchell decided to drop a lot of data, a lot of information on the trials of him and Carl Jobs.
And it's part one.
And it's a part one of multiple possible drops, probably two or more. We don't know yet. But the highlight of it is the factor that he's calling pretty much calling out Carl Jobs for holding on to a lot of animosity for over 6 months before he came out to do his campaign against him. It's quite interesting. It is quite interesting, and we're going to go over it a little bit. I believe this is the one. It's about 1 minute 13 seconds. I will double check, but we'll go through it anyways.
Fact. This tactic of omitting inconvenient information to his desired narrative
So yeah, this was be kind of the highlight.
is common in Mr. Jobs' videos generally. Not just the videos about me, all of his videos. Here's an example from his I Lost video.
To be clear, though, I never said Billy caused Apollo's suicide, nor have I ever believed that. No one is responsible for Apollo's decision other than Apollo.
So you remember that in a lot of the statements in that from a Jobs end of it there, Gemex?
I don't remember him ever saying that.
Well, he has. He's come at it multiple different times and pretty much kind of.
He's came at it. So he's resort warded that a lot of times.
No. Here's the thing: what he exactly said right there, I don't remember him ever saying that until now.
No, that's basically what it is. He's trying to he's hoping that people haven't been paying attention so he can memory hole a lot of different things. So here we go.
That is a very clear statement from Carl there. He never believed that anyone was responsible for Apollo's decision except Apollo. Well, let me show you in an exchange that occurred between my barrister and Mr. Jobs while he was on the witness stand at trial.
So here we go. I'm gonna rearrange this so we can see it a little bit better. Can you see that, Jim Max?
Yes, a little bit.
All right. So do you see the conversation that's happening, right?
Yes.
So this is kind of going down to section 35, but you say on Apollo's decision, the decision to take his own life isn't it, and that's correct. So basically, in this nice little deposition, Carl is kind of alluding that he believed that Billy Mitchell was a main contributor to the decisions of a certain Apollo Legends. So is the lawyer lying or is Carl Jobs lying?
I don't know.
I know it's kind of questionable, right?
Well, if you read through it, it actually looks like that they played the part for him to refresh his memory.
Yes, they did. They did. They went through the whole process. You said that. You said that. Did that mean that, in your opinion, Mr. Mitchell was a contributing factor to Mr. Smith's suicide? Is that your opinion that you're referring to there? And it continues. He goes, yeah, question mark. I don't know what my opinion was at the time exactly. I'm sorry. So basically, he's trying to go backwards. Kind of going, well, I didn't really know what I was saying or what I was talking about, but you can totally tell in the other previous pieces of work that he's put out, he's been alluding that Mitchell's responsible for Apollo Legends' demise. But we'll hear from the king himself.
Here, Mr. Jobs is saying to the court, to the judge, that he did in fact believe that I was a factor in Apollo Legends' decisions. And before you ask, yes, Mr. Jobs said this while under oath. You can make up your own mind, but it appears to me that Carl either lied directly to his fans about this, or he lied to the court under oath.
What's up?
Oof.
I know, right? Oh god, let's see if I can get there we go.
Oof. That is an oof oof.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't look
He
good.
moved.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for the gentleman in question because let's be real. Let's be fucking real. He pretty much is really focused on Billy Mitchell and Apollo Legends having that interconnection with each other, and it's because of that lawsuit that caused Legends to become an absolute legend and a different sphere. So yeah. So at the end of the day, it had nothing to do with a video game from Carl Jobs' position. It was more about, Carl believing that he was in the right and pretty much defaming a guy and saying that he was the main reason for a complete death.
Well, problem is, he knew that from the very start. He knew in the Twin Galaxies. What was it? Twin Galaxies deposition. It was being asked.
Let's see if I can find the video. Let me find if I can find the video. I should have been slightly prepared, but you know what? It is what it is. We're doing it live, as I always say. Let's see here. It would be under what? The Billy Mitchell. What if he's got an account? He should have an account. Really? Oh, top if I spelled it right. Okay. Is it? No, we got that. Yes, we got that. Does he have an account? I don't see him with an account. Maybe he doesn't have an account. That's just sad. That's just sad.
Who, what? Here, what?
Billy Mitchell.
What account?
Does he have an account? Like a YouTube account?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Well, it's the one that video came from.
Well, no, that's from what's his face? The Romanian. I need the actual real deal.
You just type in Billy Mitchell Part 1 and I'll pull it up.
Okay, thank you. Part 1. There you go. Let's see what we got here. Sure, I guess it'll work. No, that's his yeah, there we go. I think that's his LLC one. Let me just all right, this will do. I guess this will do. Not exactly what I want, but this is the deposition for the Twin Galaxy. I guess we can do that. No, I don't want that. That's too long. That's too fucking long. Where is his just talking? Oh, how about you? Oh, maybe it's a Y. Yep, it is the Y. Okay, cool beans. There you go. 23 minutes. There we go. Okay. All right. We got her. It was a Y, not an IE. My bad.
There we go.
My bad. I was spelling it wrong all
Billy.
this time. Yeah. Well, I mean, Bill Y. It is what it is. So apparently it's a two-parter.
I believe it's in the middle.
Solidly in the middle.
Right there.
Yeah. Where'd it go?
It's probably gotta be in the middle of that next one.
There,
right there.
Okay, I want to make sure. We'll go right here. All right. There we go. Okay. We're probably getting an advertisement, but we'll never know.
Our many attempts to show that Billy is a liar.
Okay, here we go.
For example, we have Billy on video in 2023 during his Twin Galaxies deposition, saying that the effect I've had on him is minimal.
Did the
right here. I want
Carl Jobst and
hang on, just listen.
And Jeremy
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Yeah.
And Jeff Harris take also cause you emotional distress?
That is minimal compared to this. At that moment in my deposition, I was discussing the allegations related to video games, not Apollo Legend. The questioner listed a series of individuals in lawsuits with me that all related to video games in one way or another, either in the complaint, in the defense, or as a broader background text.
Correct.
All while sitting in a deposition for a Twin Galaxies lawsuit. Then, when the questioner asked why, I said, because this is where it all began. Because my answer related specifically to Twin Galaxies and video games. Mr. Jobs will likely respond by playing a segment of my deposition. I'll play it here and then discuss.
What about Carl Jobst? Why are you suing him?
Carl Jobs has nothing to do with video games. He's being sued because he's blaming the death of an individual, Apollo Legend, on me.
Are you suing him for defamation for
That's
making that
correct.
blame?
Has nothing to do with video games.
Notice the date, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
These two
Let's,
clips.
let's go back a little bit so we can.
And thanks for joining us, folks. That's the end of this.
Pretty much. Wait, look at that. 23. Yeah, January 9th.
And guess when the GoFundMe got put up?
I'm going to say before that.
No, after.
Really, was it? Because I know he did like a couple. Anywho.
Love him or hate him,
Blaming
Billy
the
Mitchell
death.
was right in this case. So
Oh, fuck
Oh no! It gets better. It gets better. It gets even better because he actually addresses one thing that a lot of people have been going at, and I believe it's in the end.
yeah.
And you'll see the picture of it.
Yeah, let's just finish this section here because it's slightly damning on this section, if I remember correctly. Come on, play.
These
Actually,
two
I
clips
take it
of
back.
My deposition.
The GoFundMe got put up November 3rd, 2022.
There we go. See, I thought it was before, so I was right. Because I know he had two. He had the original, which was kind of part of the Galaxy, whatever it is.
His
and then
two is
that's
help
it.
victims of Billy Mitchell's lawsuits, May 24th,
Yes.
2021.
Yeah.
And then Carl Jobs Legal Defense Fund, November 3rd, 2022.
Yeah, because he took all that money from the first one and applied it to the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of those people that helped to support people who are being sued by Mitchell, he was a
Didn't
guy
get that
being
money.
sued by Mitchell, so he took all of that money and put it into.
Oh, but wait a sec. What about the completionist of holding on to money for charity?
I know, right?
What about that, Cole?
I know it gets messier. It gets fucking messier. But yeah, we'll finish off this one here. Then we'll kind of I'll skim through to see where the other good part is. Because this one's a good one too. This section here is also good.
Were two entirely different lines of questioning that occurred hours apart. In the first clip, my answer related to multiple individuals across lawsuits connected to video games in one way or another, including Mr. Jobs, but not only Mr. Jobs. In the second clip, my answers concern specifically Mr. Jobs and the amputations in my complaint against him. Context is everything.
Of course.
What does Mr. Jobs not do in his I Lost video? He doesn't present any opposing argument to his narrative.
Never does.
Despite hearing my explanation, my deposition testimony at the trial, and despite reading the judgment's reasoning for accepting my testimony on this issue, he just omits everything and presents his position as fact.
I'm shocked.
I know.
Shocked, I say. No, not that shocked.
I know, right?
John,
So-
Pikachu face.
I know, right? So we went through that part. That's the Twin Galaxy bit. This is my personal favorite. So this part coming up here.
What have we brought up about the whole deal with Billy Mitchell? I know we brought it up multiple times.
Oh fuck yes.
Is that stupid fucking joystick?
I know, right? So basically, this is something I stated before. It was already kind of slated It was a clear good to go for the officials and that when they did the actual capturing of the score and all that kind of shit. Everything was solid, good to go, on board, on par. The only people who didn't like it was the Galaxy, Carl Jobst, and a few other different individuals that believed that that was cheating, that he was using a different type of joystick that was giving him an edge of some nature.
Here's the thing: if he can use that joystick, that means anybody else can use that joystick, and that's fine.
Well, here's the
Well,
beautiful
here's
thing. It's going to be
there's
explained
rules.
soon, and there is some
There,
rules. Go ahead, go Sparky. Sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead.
The thing is there's already rules in place about competitive competitions and what you can do. Now here's the rules how to lay it out, and I believe we said this before. And the rule is the only thing you have to have is the original hardware that generates and plays the game, like the motherboard, the programming chip, everything like that. That has to be original.
Correct.
Or besides from that, like for like components.
Yeah.
A joystick would be a like for like component.
To a degree. Like, for example, if you have an 8-way joystick and you decide to put that bad boy in the actual case, do you think the 8-way joystick is going to move in the 8 dimensions when the original case is locked into a 4 dimension?
So here's the thing with here's the thing with a lot of people that don't understand. The game can only play what it's programmed to play.
Correct.
So, and that's the whole thing with that is the whole thing with the button inputs. So
Well,
an 8-way an 8-way joystick is an 8-button input. A 4-way joystick is a 4-button input. Now, what they're talking about is like the diagonal motion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Donkey Kong, there is a diagonal motion. It's hitting both up and over in a direction, down and over at the same time. That is the diagonal movement. There is no input for any other movements like that. So you're not going to add in 4 other buttons for a movement that a game's already programmed for 2 buttons.
Well, yeah. Also, the joystick where it actually has a degree of lock points because again, it can only move in 4 different directions, realistically speaking. Just standard. If you actually look at the actual case, the innards inside of it, especially where the actual paddles and that are supposed to be, it only has so many different connections. If you have plates in the way, it doesn't matter whether you have an 8, 12, 16, or 32 directional, joystick. It's only going to be able to acknowledge only 4 points because the game can only acknowledge 4 points. So it doesn't change too many different things. So
now, if they put rules out saying that you can't have this, and this, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But you gotta remember, this was done in 2007.
Yeah, barely rules were even a thing. The rules were thought of after about 2010. But anywho, let's hear from the man himself.
Next, Mr. Jobs and Twin Galaxy stated many times over the years that this photo shows a rule violation on one of my Donkey Kong World Records because the joystick was red.
Oh no!
That's not true. The joystick was compliant with the rules. In 2007, there was no written rules for competitive Donkey Kong.
Correct.
However, the general rule for all games was to use the original machine with a manufacturer's hardware or hardware that constitutes a like-for-like exchange. A like-for-like exchange is a functional equivalent. For example, in this case, if a 4-way joystick installed by the manufacturer broke, you may install and use a different 4-way joystick. That is why the joystick was compliant with the rules. The reason for the rule was that arcade video game manufacturers stopped producing parts in the 1980s.
Correct.
No arcade machine on this earth at that time for any game had each and every part from the manufacturer.
Now that might be a little bit of an overstep.
That might be a little bit of an stretch, but not far, not really that far off because
No,
because video games are not handled with the best care. I don't know about you, Sparky, but we didn't. Me and Bro,
Well,
myself did not handle those things well.
What I'm saying, he has no idea if that is the case or not. He can make that for.
I'm gonna err on the side on for him. He is kind of in the right direction.
He's in the right direction.
100% is questionable.
Here's unless that machine is in a museum and never been used. Yeah.
Yeah, but the point is like the rules got
and even
there are rules in place to where.
But even then,
I think there was some. I think later on there was some ambiguity with people doing records with like makeshift joysticks.
You know what?
I'm better.
I'm going to say here's the thing. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to say he is probably right because in the old joysticks and even up into the 90s and possibly 2000, they used rubber stoppers, and these rubber stoppers were not Romer rubber stoppers.
Yeah,
rubbers lasted a little bit longer, but it would dry rot, disintegrate, or liquefy.
Correct.
And unless it was in a perfect encased air tomb of certain chemicals, it was not going to stop.
No.
And those things usually lasted anywhere from the foam stoppers lasted maybe about 5 years, regardless of use. And the rubber ones probably 10. So I'm going to have to say there probably at that time was possibly no machine from back that date that had original parts at all, except for maybe the boards.
Yeah, and that's where it becomes a little bit difficult to actually to exclude. That's why I said trying to exclude his record, and this is why I have issues with Jobst in the first place. It's because he was trying to exclude this record, saying that this guy was cheating. And I'm like going, well, within the rules and within the actual structure, he's on par. I don't know. And if the judge that was there and the people who were organizing this thing said that he was good to go, then his record is solid.
Now, there was another cop about someone said something about the boards a while about Millie Mitchell. And I was like, actually, looking at they said, look at all these extra wires and how they're laid out. It's like, you know what? The thing is, you would have to lay new traces and new chips and new everything because a lot of those boards would have ran out after 20 years, especially with the capacitors. They would have had to replace the capacitors and everything. So they're not. People say, "Oh, they're not the same boards." Yeah, but the layout.
You can use. So here's the thing: you can use as long as it's original hardware,
but
and the programming's not been tampered with. It's still allowed.
Oh yeah, I'm saying that, but a lot of people were saying that too. Is what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that was. I'm not saying that was cheating. I'm just saying you kind of had like looking at it, even the screens today. I mean, RCTs. I mean, RCTs are just now starting to fail.
Oh my God! He cheated because he's using an LCD screen, not a COT monitor.
Yeah, I know, right?
It gives him a better visual. It gives him a better visual reference of what's going on the screen.
Yeah. Or he doesn't have
the refresh rate is so much faster. He can see the bell and jump over it a microsecond before the actual COT. So he cheated. That's what that argument is.
Oh no, Sparky. They're using LED lights instead of light bulbs in the machine up top for the display.
I've got
that's a definite cheat.
So here's the thing.
It's hot.
I've got to actually get going now. But the point is, we brought this up multiple times.
And I'm just saying, while Billy Mitchell comes off a little scummy. He really does. And that's just opinion. That's not fact. That's from what I've seen of him.
I agree.
But did he do anything wrong? As far as I can tell, no. He didn't do anything wrong. Is he an asshole? Yes.
The people that's making these claims, the people that's making the claims
are full of shit.
They're making a claim before they had a chance to even look at any of the parts and components of the board or anything like that. Well, they don't know.
A lot of these people who are following suit are just listening to a couple of individuals on the YouTube who thinks that they know everything, even though they know bobcats.
But guess what? Guess what else? And Billy spoils it here in about a couple minutes.
Yes, he does.
So the cheating, that's a smoky gun, right? Oh my
Oh,
God, he's used a different joystick. Oh my God, he cheated, right?
oh,
That claim was never used in court.
I know. It's kind of weird how that was. Anywho, let's hit her. Let's do it. I know you're supposed to be leaving. If you want to leave, do it now.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
All right, later, guys.
see ya.
Later, Chief.
So yeah, so it's just you, me, and Billy. Hello, Billy. Let's continue. Let's listen from the SoundCloud himself.
Nobody's scores would have been valid for that rule. Nobody's. In fact, even today, Donkey Kong World Records occur with non-original hardware inside the control panel based upon a like-for-like exchange rule,
Jeez.
both the joystick and the buttons. Mr. Jobs also levies the claim that the joystick was an 8-way joystick, not a 4-way joystick. I don't think he understands how the arcade machine joysticks work. Any joystick may be any number of ways based upon how it is installed. It doesn't matter who the manufacturer of the joystick is. It doesn't matter what the manual says. It all depends on the restrictor plates inside of the arcade machine, which are not visible from the outside. In this instance, it was a 4-way joystick. On a separate note, if Jobs' joystick claim was true, then both him and Twin Galaxies would have walked into court, would have shown the photo, and won their case.
Correct.
Instead, neither Mr. Jobs nor Twin Galaxies ever attempted to use this photo at any point in the trial or even in preparation.
So right there, he just kind of destroyed everything that Carl Jobs actually
Boom.
said in the
Mic
previous.
drop.
I know, right? Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, honestly, he could drop a mic at this point and be like, but I'll give him this.
Yeah.
He's being very respectful. He's being very scripted, and he's not getting he's not getting overly emotional about this. He's just like, hey, this is the facts.
Mhm.
I'm tired of this. This is what happened. I think he's honestly, if you look at him, he's just, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm burnt out by this. I just want to get on with my life.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what you think of me.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. I want to go over this one bit because he goes over in the final, which is his coverage. But this part here is more about the deceptions of Carl Jobs's GoFundMe. It is kind of, we're just gonna hear some of the bits and pieces and then kind of yeet the fuck up because there's a bit more that I want to cover because we still have the Switch to talk about. So let's do this.
Oh God.
Firstly, Mr. Jobs claimed that he couldn't disclose the subject of the lawsuit to his viewers is false. This is because the claim, which is the document that I filed in court to sue Mr. Jobs, in which I clearly set out why I was suing him, is a matter of public record. This means anyone in the world
Correct.
can go down to the court and ask for a copy, and the court has to supply that document to them. I essentially published that document to the world at large, and as such, I could not possibly claim that Mr. Jobs or anyone else had defamed me if, for example, they sent a copy to their fans so they could understand the dispute and know what it was about. He also could have done this by acknowledging what he said was false and given a genuine apology. Australian law clearly states that an apology is not an admission of guilt. In a 2019 case, the Supreme Court of Queensland stated at paragraph 17, the fact that the defendant wished to contest that their publication conveyed the defamatory meanings contended for by the Wagners was not a good reason to continue to refuse to issue a public correction, retraction, or apology. The law has long recognized that a defendant may formulate such a statement while not admitting that the meanings were in fact conveyed. Secondly, Mr. Jobs' defense that his GoFundMe campaign intended to crowdfund for a second potential lawsuit, but redirected the funds to the existing lawsuit after the second lawsuit never materialized is bullshit. I say this based upon 3 facts relating to Mr. Jobs' financial situation at the time of his GoFundMe campaign and the timing of his GoFundMe campaign. To start, I'll state these 3 facts and then place them into context for everybody. 1. Notch, the creator of Minecraft, funded the early and late stages of Mr. Jobs' legal defense, but he did not fund Mr. Jobs for a time in the middle of the case.
Correct.
Here's the clip of Mr. Jobs himself explaining how this happened.
Either way, see if we can skip past this because we've kind of went through that multiple times.
Started in September 2021. 2. Mr. Jobs exhausted the money that Notch gave him in or about May of 2022.
Yes, he did.
And he then offered to settle the case. Mr. Jobs said this himself on October 9th, 2024, in the comment sections of a YouTube video. I'll read the relevant parts. In May 2022, I made a settlement offer.
Most likely. It is one that kind of thing there, Bugs. Akko's stream, they could probably have him in a waiting room, but he's there. But yeah, ultimately, not much I can do on that end. I'm over here, they're over there, so I probably could do a poke, but realistically, I don't think they'll see it by the time things happen. So, as you can see here, this is pretty much clear damning right there. In the May of 2022, I made a settlement offer. Billy declined. I did my part to avoid this. The clip of me talking about not settling came years later when I already sunk hundreds of thousands into defense, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this entire thing is pretty damning.
Well, here was the thing. Billy made a counteroffer. Yeah, you have to publicly apologize, and
yeah,
we know about that part because of other people who were
noticed.
involved who let it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all he had to do was apologize, and even Billy is like, "That's all I had to do," and probably pay court costs, which would have been fine. I mean, it would have been really
it was a simple, bend the knee, apologize, actual apology, real solid apology, and continue from that like nothing ever happened. We don't talk about this ever again. Yet it is what it is. Billy Mitchell gave Jobs an opportunity to recant, to just say we're done. We no longer have to be amicable with each other, but we don't have to go down this road of you fucking me over.
And give as much of an asshole I think that Billy is. That's actually pretty fucking stand up. Not even gonna lie. That's
no, and he's done it before because he did it with Apollo Legend.
Yeah,
they went. They ended up having their behind the scenes settlement, to a point where Jobs believed that Legends, Mr. Smith, owed Mitchell like millions of dollars. And it turned out that Billy was like going, I don't want your money. I just want your apology, and we don't talk about this again. That was it.
And that was kind of amazing.
I know. Go ahead.
But but there have been other times where Billy has sued, and it's like, that's me. It's like, yeah, it's a parody of you. What was it?
Yeah.
Something time. There's some fucking
No, I know it was the raccoon and the blue jay thing. I forget.
I can't remember, but something weird. And he's had a couple parodies made about him, and he sued them, and it's like, yeah, but they're parody. You can't sue parody. Mm-hmm. And then he found these. It's like, oh, I can sue these people. And in the end, I know, would he have sued them for an apology and a removal or whatever? I don't know. Mm. But the thing is, you can't sue parody. So
no, that is true.
Which is why I'm trying to figure out how they're making AI stuff illegal. So
give them time; they'll figure it out. Your country's weird, but anywho,
I don't know.
But anywho, So we know that was a big drop. It's one of two by the looks of it. If you haven't seen it already, definitely give it a good looks over. It is a an enlightening moment in time to showcase where Jobs has been kind of stretching the truth to benefit him in all different positions, which is why I had issues with him and Mutatard based
Yeah.
off of the completionist attack. Um, I don't think they fully understood, and I said that straight up that this is a Canadian, and originally I thought it was a Brit, but it turned out to be an Aussie, which is even worse. Who don't really fucking understand American law and taxes. It's a completely different world over there.
Yep.
So, and if it was up on par, then there's nothing that you can do. But realistically, on YouTube, unfortunately, it is the court of public opinion, and they were the judge, jury, and executioner. And look what happened to the completionists after they put that hit piece out.
Yep. Yeah.
So, and it's mostly because of Carl Jobs. Can't really put all the blame on Muda, though I will blame him up to a certain point. He still pushed out his narrative, but he tried to coax it with a legal jargon here and there as best he could. So obviously he was talking to lawyers and knew how far he could push. Jobs, on the other hand, clear indication that he said that the guy's cheating, the guy stole, and committed a crime.
And the guy made another person commit suicide. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
No,
and that's you just can't do that. You just I mean, unless you have definite proof that that's true.
Yeah. I mean,
really
so
can't say
you could dance around and say it's very suspective and kind of happen chance and all. Your opinion that I believe that this might be true. And again, you see those wording. I believe that this might be that might there. You don't kind of indicate it clear that this is happening. You have to kind of put it in a vague term that it's believable to a point, but until I get more information, like when it comes down to the Nanolist document, I can go on and say, yeah, there is looks of tampering, but until I get the full original document, I can't prove 100% or no or beyond a shadow of a doubt. But there's a lot of information there that's missing. There's a lot of different things that glow in the dark under the right equipment and programs, and you kind of go, I can't trust this particular statement whatsoever. I've got to go with the rest. Simple as that. But yeah, I wish everybody the best of luck who is on the side of Carl Jobs, because it's not looking too good. Looks like he's hurting a little bit more blood than what he had, and him trying to move all of his resources to his wife is not going to work out in his favor.
Oh.
Because it is what it is. It is what it is. Because if I remember correctly, his wife's stuff is his stuff. His stuff is his wife's stuff, unless they legally separate, which is not going to happen anytime soon.
You never know. She might be tired of this shit. You don't know.
Well, I know, but she would have to go through actual formal separation and divorce procedures. She can't just say we're separating and then just kind of dance around and then come back, moments later to reconcile.
Oh, I don't think she wants to. She did.
So honestly, it's going to be kind of weird. But speaking of kind of weird, the Nintendo drones, they have gone on the record in many different cases claiming that the Switch 2 is unbeatable. Nintendo has finally got the equipment figured out, since the Switch 1 was easily hacked by a paperclip.
Yeah, huh?
I know, right? Jesus.
And then the hacker world laughed.
Yeah, they said, yeah, hold my beer. But the Nintendo drone said, hey, it would take a couple of years for them to exploit the Nintendo Switch 2, and it took less than 4 hours to exploit the Nintendo Switch 2.
Huh. Day one, 4 hours later. We've already hacked it. Have fun, Nintendo.
So basically, what they've able to get into, and now this is the starter point. We'll just say, the birth of the actual break, the jailbreak, the whatever, the ROM manipulations, whatever. This is a rope chain that has been exploited.
Huh.
So basically, for those who don't understand this shit, this is on the user side of things. So you know how we have the import where we can actually make the character move and all that kind of stuff. We
Yep.
plug stuff in and things pop up and do all that. That's the user import, aka the rope portion of it. Well, they found a way to the back door of it to fuck around with a few of the programming to make it run and to showcase this lovely little square up here that indicates that they have control to a point.
Hmm.
So now they have to make sure that they can stabilize this to really have full function of this lovely device. And the claims was that, and again, this has been over in like Reddit and a few other different places, that it was based on voltage. So anybody who's kind of, putting shit into it and it wasn't the proper voltage and blah, 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 the game console would brick. And so they would have to call Nintendo to get it all fixed again. And Nintendo could say, fuck you, because we noticed that you tried to hack the system, blah, fuckity, blah, blah. Well, that didn't happen. Not what's so much. They were able to get behind the scenes and play with the ropes. So there we go. We're looking at the very first step of breaking into this lovely unbreakable device, and it should be, I would say, less than a year. They should have.
I'm gonna say, here's the thing: Nintendo laid down the gauntlet. I think we're gonna see this done in a month.
Probably, but like I'm gonna be little.
Because when you say, "Oh, there's no hacker," as like hackers are going to unite and they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, we're going to show you we can do it."
Yeah,
just to say fuck you.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, here's the thing: if it can be built, it can be broken.
Oh yeah. But yeah, there is the device there.
Unless it's the Nokia Thor phone, so you know.
Oh yeah, I mean
honestly, that's just on a different level.
Oh yeah. But this is a bunch of programmers who decided, you know what, let's fuck around with this and see what we could do, and they did it.
Oh yeah,
they did it.
They did.
So it is what it is, and unfortunately for all the Nintendrones, they have to deal with the inevitable that this is happening in real time. They have gone completely FBI. They've decided to contact Nintendo of America and a few other different people to say, we've got to stop this now. And unfortunately, the devices are out and they can't do shit.
Nope, they can't do it. Here's the thing. The laws work a little bit differently here, and Nintendo bricked the system. It's very possible they could get in a lot of trouble and open up a lawsuit with their ass. So they probably, I don't see them bricking systems.
The funnier thing is that they have a couple of paywall things within their system outside of their games. The microphone is paywalled. You have to be part of the subscription in order to use that for chat.
Wait a minute. You have to pay to use the microphone.
Yes, you do. Yeah. So the little plus button that's up in the upper right of the little Joy-Con that has the red feature. You've got to pay some dollary dues in order to be able to use that feature that was built into the machine. This little plus thing here that's supposed to go to the mic, it's paywalled.
Yeah, you know what? I wish Nintendo. I just really do.
Could you just imagine if they were able to not only break into this device and be able to modify it the way how you wish to modify it, but also be able to fuck around with their paywall and have that just a simple switch just to turn that off to indicate to home office that they're good to go?
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, and on top of that, the Switch did come out not that long ago, and there's still a lot of switches in selected areas on the walls of different stores. So technically,
they didn't sell
they
out.
sold out, but they didn't officially sold out.
story that I have heard on that is that people found out about a lot of things and then immediately canceled their orders.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
And it wasn't like, a few hundred or a few thousand. It was kind of a few, tens of hundreds of thousands.
Yes.
That immediately canceled.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, all the game stores were like, hey, there's a whole new way. It's like, no, that's not what happened. Be honest. What happened is so many orders were canceled that GameStop, Walmart, and every other place that was selling the goddamn Switch, all that had open stock.
Yeah.
That they needed to get rid of. And even those are not moving right now.
No. Actually, the funnier thing is people who have purchased it, in some cases, returning it right away because they found out that the Switch 2 is not that great.
Nope.
Not that great.
Nope.
So, also, in order for you to update your Switch 2, so in order for you to take your account from the Switch 1 and to put it into the Switch 2, you have to tether the fucker.
Really?
Yeah, with a rope tether.
What?
Yeah, you physically have to have both devices near you, roped together.
Literally tied back to back or something?
Yes, no, like literally, like where the C port that they have there.
Yeah.
You're doing what you did back in the day when Pokemon Day.
Oh my god.
For the original brick, Game Boy.
Oh my god.
In order to battle with friends and a few others, you have to tether the devices to each other in order for them to communicate.
Oh my god. They can't. Well, I guess that would leave an access point if they could Wi-Fi them together.
That's right. They don't want access points, and unfortunately.
But does that mean you could if you had a brick Switch that you could load on your brick account?
Questionable.
I wonder.
See, that's the questions. Now, we don't know for sure that's the case, but
you're not your brick, like jailbreak. Excuse me, your jailbreak.
Yeah, no, but I understand what you're trying to get to.
I wonder.
We don't know for sure.
Wouldn't that be funny if it was? That
I know,
easy?
right?
If it was that fucking easy, that'd be hilarious.
That would be. So again, like I said, we have programmers doing what programmers do best.
Yeah.
Which is impressive by itself. I wish Nintendo the best of luck going forward, but honestly, they fucked up.
Oh, they pissed a lot of people. But here's the thing, the Switch 2 is basically barely even better, maybe worse in some cases due to how they built it.
Yeah, I mean the display screen that they selected, or at least the display portion features that they have, is a bit crisp. I'll give it that in comparative to the original Switch. But from what you have as a starter, which is Mario Kart World, which is a glorified version of 8, just with an open world feature, realistically, it's not that hard to make Mario look good.
No, it's not, especially on a small screen like that. Yeah. So, I honestly wish them the best luck. Not really, but hey, just saying it.
Well, you know what we mean when we say we wish them the best of luck. We really don't, but it is what it is.
No, but in this case, I want to be very clear on it.
But a weird best of luck situation. Apparently, since on Twitch, which we're going to be kind of going into, Twitch has been having a rash of meltdowns and removals as usual, mostly in the VTuber community.
I mean,
you show a VTuber's song and automatically, boom, they're taken out of existence, which is the day that ends with Y when it comes down to Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that doesn't even shock me. That's it's like everybody, people have their panties in a bundle on Twitch, and I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
And the sky is still blue most of the time.
Yeah, I mean,
or looks blue, whatever you want.
The one that I thought was interesting is the Queen of the Roaches has decided to join a certain questionable streaming site with his roach army and most likely some of his mythic compadres. that would be Asmongold, the queen of the roaches. Yeah, he's decided to move himself over to Kick.
Yeah, I could see him getting tired of that because Kick would at least treat him better than Twitch.
Are we sure about that? Because the moderation team on Kick makes 4chan look like LinkedIn.
I don't know if he went by contract, they would.
No, because there's a few people who are on contract, like a certain an asshole kid that decided to drive his car recklessly, and a few other different things. That's Doherty. To a point where he almost had to murder people in order to get off of that. And a certain Johnny Somali was also contracted with them for a
Oh
bit.
yeah, that's right. I forgot about that too.
Oh, and then we got Poseidon, Ice Poseidon, who was majorly contracted, and the spokesperson, who's also a questionable individual. So the contracts over there mean shit. So let's be real. So
right.
Asmongold has got he's still on YouTube, which is great, but he's gone from something that is semi safe, which is Twitch, a live streaming platform, to a competitor who pretty much won't get rid of you unless you decide to murder people.
Yeah. Or threaten to murder
Vitaly is
people.
another good example for
Or
that
threaten to
one
murder
because he
people.
was
I
on.
mean,
Yes, Vitaly was a good example, as I said. He's another one who had a deal with Kick, was
Hey,
making some killer money.
at least they
Millions.
won't let the Taliban on there.
Well, that's a question on that
Oh,
one.
that's why I brought it up. Because they have had kind of a Taliban person on there before who did.
Yes,
who
yes, they
said
have. So I mean, realistically, like I said,
who
is
had
it
a heart attack
better
and died, by
than,
the way. So nothing was
yes,
lost.
it was hilarious. But no, some VTubers who haven't already, you're going to be having if Kick is going to be polling in all the VTubers, or at least a good core of them, you're going to see a lot of the drama spill over there because hey, if you can't have VTubers on Twitch, then obviously you're going to still have the drama over there in Kick. I mean, and the prime example of a person who's bent the knee is Nux Taku, who was pretty much told to get away from Twitch, and he had to migrate over to Kick in order to continue his shtick. And even then, he's on a very short leash on that one because he's part of
Yeah.
Mythic. So yeah.
Well,
Again, I wish the people best of luck, but I don't think it's going to benefit them in any way.
yeah, true.
So, but yeah, no, all I can hear is VTubers going, "See, we were getting treated better over here until you don't."
Pretty much.
But let's be real. Let's be real. They are controversy rolled up in an anime avatar. I love it. I love it. Let's see here. Pride Month for you guys. It's happening. Don't really care. What else is there on the? Apparently. Another thing has happened in the gaming industry. I know, shocker, right? Gaming industry has doing something stupid, but apparently Ubisoft has decided to cancel another live service title.
What's that?
It doesn't really matter. Does anybody care? It's Ubisoft.
I honestly didn't care, so I literally had to ask out of like, what is that?
Embracer. Okay. If you care, it's Embracer.
That is.
Yeah, no one really cares. It's one of those, not looter shooters. It's the battle royale type shooter thing that's doing shitty, half-assed all the way through. But it is what it is, and it looks like Ubisoft will be laying off more people and delaying more games as usual. That's Ubisoft for you folks. But yeah, that's another industry suicide on the watch.
I mean, that's Ubisoft's MO, isn't it?
At this point, yes. I mean, if it isn't pride related or black men killing Japanese guys, it's not a hot game. Apparently, it doesn't sell well.
You got to promote that hate somehow. Asian hate somehow. Honestly, I honestly don't see how they didn't see that coming. I honestly like
I
that
know.
was worse than it's like guys don't realize like, and then it came out. They're like, oh wait a minute, maybe we did something wrong. It's like you're just now starting to see this. You're really just now
Mm,
starting to see this. Are you retarded? Oh, never mind.
yeah, it's Ubisoft. Are you retarded? Is the worst question to be asking because
Oh
God
wait,
darn
you're
damn TV
Ubisoft.
are retarded.
Never mind. I mean,
Yeah,
back in the
pretty
day, it
much.
used to be pretty good. Not so
Hmm.
much today.
No, I agree. Ubisoft, they kind of lost their
but
ways by being socially woke, and it
no,
is
they
what it
became
is.
AAA. Thought they could do no wrong, and like, what's the next big thing? It's this thing, and everybody. And the only
Hmm.
people who did
Pretty
believe that were
much.
the only people that believed that were AAA and major companies. This year, I've noticed something though. This year,
Hmm.
there's kind of a lack in this month's Pride. Of certain,
Honestly, when it comes down to Pride, I gotta say this. Right? We know that companies really
oh
don't
no, we
care.
know by now. Even the Pride
And
people know that. So.
honestly, when it came down to the crux of it, yes, they're going to support Pride in whatever way that they wish to support it, and they're not going to support it in whatever which way they wish not to support it. So behind the scenes, they're going to put money down on whatever that they need to put money down in order for donate to whatever organization, and they're happy. The
Until they're not. It's Pride,
yeah, I
Until
know,
they're not. Honestly,
right,
that's
yeah.
the key crux there.
But the barrage of I don't know flags showing up on the twatters and that I really didn't care in the first place. Wasn't a big thing, but some
I
people made it
know.
out like it was a huge thing. It was the twatters.
And that's
Who
what I thought.
cares?
I was like, huh, people are really taking this seriously? Huh? All right,
Yeah.
that's fine. Ugh.
I mean, they're still donating, they're still hiring people, and they're still putting certain people in front of the actual cameras in order to get them to get those DEI
Yeah,
points. So at the end of the day, they don't have a particular rainbow up over their icon. Means fuck all
yeah,
to me.
pretty much.
It's but yeah, there are people out there that are going, "Oh my God, Pride is being held back because Trump."
Not really.
Not really. Pride is still
No one
going.
gives a shit anymore. The thing is, honestly, not enough people give a shit. Even the people who do Pride don't even give a shit anymore.
I know.
It's,
I know. See, the weirder thing is the LGBT community itself. I don't care about the rest of the expanded universe. Themselves are pretty much divided. The L, the G, and the B want to get away from the T and the expansion.
yeah, I mean everything beyond the T, yeah, T and beyond.
Yeah. And the T itself is separating because they're like going, no, we are an actual this, but you've tacked on to make it
Yeah,
this.
you tack this on to
And
groups.
and
Well, technically, the L and the G and the B are all technically different things, really, whether you like it or not.
technically. No, and again, when it comes back down to it, LGB is all based on
Yeah,
sex. The T, even though it's within the sexual community, and I kind of say that community portion of it, it's within the veins of it because it's one gender becoming the
yeah,
other gender or trying to become the other gender, which is switching one sex to another, meaning that you're screwing one person from one different body and trying to do it in a different in a different body, and that basically they've decided to tack on all these other different narratives to go with, and so that's where it gets conflated and confused. And then you've got the queer and then in the non-conforming and all that kind of shit, and you kind of go, that's the expansion that really no one really wants to deal
yeah,
with because now it's about how I feel at that moment, and I really don't care
yeah.
about how
I've
you
seen a
feel.
lot of weird things to where, like, well, my brother was telling me about like some of the friends my brother's friends who passed away,
Hmm.
and he was like, well, he had these friends that one was a gay guy and the other was a trans woman, a man. So
Yeah,
who was a woman who transitioned into a man and had
to
the
man.
facial hair, had the boobs chopped off, probably still had a
Mhm.
vagina. And I was like, but you know what? I'm just not gonna try. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just not
no,
gonna try.
yeah, yeah,
So you're straight, but you're not straight. Okay, got it. You just
yeah,
need the illusion that is a man, not the actuality. Got it. All
yeah.
right. Whatever makes you happy, bro.
I mean, yeah, no, that's basically no. Actually, my personal favorite is a lesbian that decided to play a day as a man, or at least a week or whatever. I
And
can't
it's
remember
just
if it was
like,
a week or a month, but they decided to live the day in the life of being a man.
oh,
This is a
oh yeah, I
lesbian.
remember that. And then she killed herself after she wrote the book.
Yes,
Got all that.
yes.
Hey,
After she wrote the book and that she committed
yeah, I
suicide.
remember. I was like,
She found out that living life as a man is difficult.
and then she got hate for it. So much hate for it, she killed herself. I was like, wow, way to support the community, guys.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
the straight community, that is.
And that's for I know, and that's for somebody like myself. Kind of go, ooh, yeah. You can't decide to show up the community of any nature to show like she was a hard staunch feminist and she was a lesbian on top of that. And because she decided to kind of showcase that men have it really hard and women not so much. Oh
What?
fuck, she got
Well,
heat.
look at that. You know, speak of that. Look at that woman who hired all female employees for the clothing design company,
Yes.
and the women were like, "Well, that's not my job. That's her job. No, that's not my job. That's her job." It's back and forth, and it went under. And then she started another business and hired nothing but men, and it was largely successful under her leadership.
Yes.
I said, "Here's the thing." She said, I will never hire women again. And why? Because they always bitch about whose job it is except theirs. Even though it is obviously their job. It doesn't, women.
The job has to be done. It's everybody's job.
That's how men work. Okay, whose job is it? I can do it if no one else can. A man is, I can do it, or I can try to do it, I guess. A woman's like, no, it's not my job, it's her job. Because a woman's not allowed to fuck things up. A man can accept fucking things up,
They
but
can
he'll
fuck
learn.
it up as much as they want and fix it. Yeah.
Men will try to learn.
Women, on the other hand, is a one and done kind of situation. It's got to be perfect or it's nothing.
And it's kind of sad. I'm like, you can call me sexist or whatever, but it's true.
No, it is very true. It's very true. Because a lot of female-led businesses with nothing but women tend to fail. Not most businesses in general. It doesn't matter how you run it, can have an opportunity of failure. But it's more so on the women's side being skewed to a high possible of failure than it is on the male side of things. So it's like,
look, and the funny thing is, she went from being a Scotch feminist to be like, I hate women. I hate.
Yeah,
she became more, and that's why she was able to work with the men better. I guess I don't know, but it's kind of weird. It's just kind of weird.
Yeah. No, it is what it is. But speaking of kind of weird, this is my last one that we're going to be hitting, which is kind of funny, maybe. But have you been paying attention to what's happening with the Black Panther?
Oh, the comic book?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was okay to do that stuff.
Apparently, no. This is where it gets kind of weird. So, for those who haven't been paying attention, there's a new comic book that has come out featuring the Black Panther, or at least it's dated like many years in the future, kind of thing. And T'Challa and whatever his lineage is kind of dead-ish. Aurora, aka Storm, she's passed on. We try to figure out exactly what's going on with there. But this is volume 1 of something called Marvel Knights: The World to Come. And it has a very peculiar new character to be introduced as the king of Wakanda, or the potential king of Wakanda, or maybe one of two, because if I remember how the story is supposed to go, T'Challa had 2 sons by 2 separate women. One happened. This is basically a weird tale that I'm gonna have to wait to find out. But
did he have that?
Here it is.
Did he get vitiligo?
Reverse, yeah. Not reverse, that's for sure. But no. Apparently, now this might be reaching back into the 70s because T'Challa did date a white woman. He did have his jungle fever going. Well,
the white woman
individual, right? This lovely gentleman may be the spawn of those two that have met up in the.
Why does he look like Harry Osborn? And
you know what? It's just the way how people draw.
I'm gonna stop you right here for a second. I honestly think they were trying to slight us. It's like, see, you'll be upset if we do it. No, we were like, we just laughed. Everybody
Yes.
on the right just like, all right, fine, do it. We don't care. This
Yeah.
was like when they did the white Martin Luther King play. Everybody thought it was
Yes,
fucking hilarious
yes.
except the black people. Even though it was
Oh,
done
yeah.
by
Oh,
a
yeah.
black person.
Fuck yeah. Speaking of black people, hey Pen, how you doing?
Pen
I don't
Pen,
know. I don't
welcome.
know. I'm not a black person.
You're
Are you
Cuban.
sure?
We know that.
I'm not a black person.
Are you sure about that? Because apparently you could now become a Black Panther if you so wish.
But you're Jewish. I thought the true Jewish people were black. I mean, come on.
right? Jeez.
I don't know what the fuck you're
Especially-
talking about. Tanned maybe, but not black.
No,
okay,
I heard that Jesus Christ, was Jewish, was black.
So basically, the black Israelites are lying to us
Yeah,
again.
Jesus Christ. Chris Rock lied to us. He lied to me.
I know. God damn it.
Ugh.
But Takima is the union of two people. One happened to be black, one happened to be white. In the 70s, I forget the actual tail of the tape for that one, but I know it happened in the 70s. It was written by a certain Jewish guy back in the day. We don't know which Jewish-ish guy that was, but he had some interesting hair.
And a mustache.
Yeah, good bold
And
mustache.
some sunglasses that he wore once in a while.
Oh yeah, and his best friend just happened to draw
And his
those
lawyer.
But
And his lawyer
anywho,
tortured him at the end of his days. So, I mean,
I know, right?
yeah. Good times. Good times.
So yeah, this is the first volume of many, possibly, of maybe a salt and pepper feud, because there is another boy who happens to be black that's also most likely in the same lineage of the T'Challa lineage, which means that he also has a right to the throne of Wakanda.
It's Black Manta and fucking what's his name? Aquaman.
Aquaman.
It's oh my fucking god! It's reverse of those two. God damn it! That's horrible. That's fucking horrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but the regular
Funny,
suspects are a little upsetty to a degree. Like, oh my god, they can't do that.
Yes, they can, and I fully support this. This is hilarious. Not if deleted a black character with a white person who's blonde and blue eye. I think that's absolutely hilarious.
Look, this also tells me that we can actually cast a white dude to replace T'Challa very quickly. Like, I don't know, you just pick whatever white dude you want, and he could be the new Black Panther.
I think we should replace Storm with a white woman.
Well,
why not?
The funny thing is in this story, Storm died.
I know she will be
and we don't know how she died.
Now she needs to be reincarnated as a white woman.
Well, she has kind of been reincarnated. It's weird that the whole Genosha and the whole Krakoa.
No one dies anymore. It doesn't matter. So.
Yeah, I know, right? It's just eventually they're going to be respawned later. It's what happened to Wolverine. He's going to come back.
Spawn points.
Yeah. But, I know, right? Jesus Christ. But no, I find it hilarious. I want to see exactly where this is going to go. Who knows? We might see, white versus black yet again. Or the two of them might, decide to rule the kingdoms together.
Fight! No. Oh, I can't say that.
Actually, we could borrow from Eric Cartman.
Race war! Yeah. Okay. It's like I felt like, but I honestly thought whoever did this it had to be a Disney exec. It's like, we're gonna piss off them, and they're gonna. It's like, no, we're just laughing. We're just fine. You know what? You can race swap any character you want now. I don't care anymore. You've done exactly what you had to do, and everybody was just the people who should like it hate it, and the people who you thought were hate it just fucking laughing at you. Just
kinda. No,
but this makes me wish Matthew Perry was alive, because he would have made a great Matthew Perry.
He would have made a great king of Wakanda.
Wakanda with that Canadian accent. We can always get Ryan Reynolds to do it.
No, he's already he not the best character or actor for that one. Sorry.
How about then? Mark Hamill.
Possible. Yeah.
Old
possible.
Wakanda.
Yeah,
Is it
pretty
old
much.
Black Panther? Old Black Panther. Not ready to retire.
Well,
Then-
well, no, that one's kind of where we kind of got led into the white version of the Black
Yeah.
Panther because an old dude, he up and dies, and the warrior women decide to pick up the body and kind of move on from that. But
then
no,
shit on it and piss on it.
oh
But hey.
yeah, pretty much. But no. The one of the old writers. I'm not like super old, but currently old. Writers from the I forget which Black Panther series set that he did, but he kind of was brought in to continue a new story with the Black Panther, and this is the direction that he's going in, which is relatively interesting.
I know, I find it fascinating, and honestly, I don't know how he got it approved. He can do whatever he wants. Honestly, I do find it fascinating. I hope it works out, and it's a good story. I mean, I always wish them the best, but
No, same
but
here.
how if it goes bad, it goes bad. If it goes good, it goes good.
It goes good. Yeah, it is a very unique. The writer is Christopher Priest.
Christopher Priest. All right.
Yes. If I remember, I'm looking into his bio.
He
but
was in the 90s, I think, wasn't he?
Possibly.
Early
Priest,
2000s, maybe.
I would say early 2000s. But yeah, I do know
Yeah, might be a little
that
bit,
he
man.
did. Let's see, he did an Ultimate Spider-Man and no, yes, he did an Ultimate Spider-Man. I know he's done a few other different ones, but
Wait a minute, did he do? If it was in the 2000s that he did the Ultimate Spider-Man, was it?
no, I'm sorry. Correction. He did Deathlock.
Okay.
He also did I believe he did the Daredevil. I believe he did the Daredevil, but I think he involved himself in a few different things. But yeah, he's a classic kind of take. He's been around for a bit, if I remember correctly. But yeah. So he's been brought in to helm the direction of the Black Panther. And yeah, okay. So from what I'm looking at, I probably got that wrong because they pulled up the wrong artist or author for me, which I love. Thank you, Google. I hate you and love you at the same time.
But honestly,
but anyways, yes. At the end of the day, this is hilarious, and right now the usual suspects are kind of quiet and kind of talkative, so I don't know where the direction is gonna go, but could only go could only go up from here. Because we already hit the ground floor. We have a white Black Panther.
and I'm fine with it.
I don't care.
Matthew Perry forever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Alrighty, Pen. How you doing over there?
I'm tired after a long work day.
Oh, and you decided to come in to say hi?
Well, I figured I missed the last 3, so I might as well.
Okay. Well, it's good to
Well, it's
hear.
good to have you here.
Show that I'm still, kicking and breathing, especially
alive
last weekend.
Okay. Well, I'm going to end the show with a lovely commercial. You might like it, Pen. So we could probably do that. We could do it.
If it,
So how I don't
if
think
it's
you've
not
ever
a
seen
Trix commercial, I don't know.
But
Of
it's a
course she would
nice
like Trix.
commercial. But yeah, she's one of those weird ones. But this is a lovely commercial. So we're gonna watch it and we're gonna end out on a high note. Are you ready? I know I am.
Are we there yet? Mom, Timmy's pulling my hair.
Timmy, stop it.
Are we there yet? I gotta use the bathroom. Me too.
Well, kids, I told you to go potty back at the house.
Oh, look, honey, we can pull over in a couple miles and let them pee in Uranus.
Yeah, Dad. I want to pee in Uranus. I want to pee in Uranus too, Dad.
Look, honey, the billboard says Uranus is only a couple miles away.
Look, it says the best fudge comes from Uranus.
That sounds delicious. I sure hope they pack my fudge better than your dad does.
Well, I'm sure we'll all learn a few things in Uranus.
I want to try all the fudge in Uranus. I hope they have mint fudge in Uranus.
I'm so excited to be in Uranus with the kids.
And I can't wait to pull into Uranus. I want to be in Uranus!
Fudge, yeah!
Okay.
Was that AI or is that just an old commercial I've forgotten about?
No, it's from a guy that is it's actual commercial that was produced. Yes.
Okay, so just making sure because it's hard to tell these days. It's like I swear to God, I remember that from way back in the day. It feels like almost.
Oh
it
yes. Here we'll you might remember this lovely
okay.
gentleman with the all-American. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that now.
But yeah, no, Penn, if you ever want to, pee or anything like that, or pack fudge, just head over to Uranus.
You mean head over to Uranus?
Hey,
I can't pee in.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I think you could. I think you could. I think you could pee all over yourself in the chest in the right fashion, but almost like a fountain. But nonetheless, as usual, we've gotten to that end individual, that end time, that end times, and as usual, I give these lovely ladies and gentlemen their last rites, and then we get the hell out of here.
Poke broke.
Uranus.
Poke broke goes down to my Uranus.
I'm not gonna say anything about anus.